When we first took a look at the Nokia X6, aka the Nokia 6.1 Plus, we were pretty impressed with the phone. And now it's finally here in India where it takes on the Redmi Note 5 Pro, the Mi 8 II, the Zenfone Max Pro and a lot of other phones. So does the Nokia 6.1 Plus stack up against the competition? Well, let's find out. Hey guys, I'm Akshay from Beebom.com and this is our Nokia 6.1 Plus review. I've been using this phone for about a week now and I've got a fair idea of whether you should buy it or not. But before we take a look at this phone, how about you hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post an awesome new video. Also, this video has been brought to you by Bank Bazaar, your one-stop solution for all your banking needs including credit cards and more. I'll talk more about Bank Bazaar at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Now then, let's get started. So this here is the Nokia 6.1 Plus or the Nokia X6. It's basically the first Nokia phone with a notch and right off the bat it's a rather nice looking phone if you're okay with the notch. It looks and feels premium with its glass back and front, and in this black color the back looks really nice. That said, the way this camera is placed has one issue for me. The fingerprint scanner is pushed down quite a bit and that means I end up tapping my finger on the camera. I've gotten used to it, but it can get infuriating. If you have large hands, this will be even worse for you, by the way. Anyway, build-wise, the phone feels pretty good and I've actually dropped it once and it doesn't have any bumps or scrapes, so that's definitely great. And it's what we expect from a Nokia phone after all. Coming back to the front, yes, there's a notch. And while I'm not really a fan of the notch, I think it's good that Nokia at least went with a small notch here. So kudos to HMD Global for that, I guess. There are also all the usual buttons here. There's a power button and volume rockers on the side which are coated black and look really good. They only look good though because they are really mushy and pressing them is just annoying. On the ports front, there's the headphone jack on top, which is always nice to see, along with the USB-C port on the bottom, which is also pretty great because a lot of phones in this price range opt to go for a micro USB like the Redmi Note 5 Pro, just saying. Other than that, the phone has a glass back but there's no wireless charging here. Not that I was expecting it, but it would have been cool, right? There's also no NFC, but again, that's not something phones in this price range come with. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the design and the build here. I mean, it's compact, it's sturdy, and it just feels very well built. Anyway, coming to the display, the Nokia 6.1 Plus comes with a 5.8-inch Full HD Plus LCD display, and honestly, it's a pretty good display. It gets decently bright even though it's not the brightest display out there, and it can get extremely dim. Sunlight visibility is okayish, but in every other situation the Nokia 6.1 Plus display is pretty great. Colors look good here, the viewing angles are certainly nice, and it doesn't have any of that color shifting stuff that happens with AMOLED panels. I did notice that the display tends to lean towards cooler color tones, and that's highly noticeable in places like settings where there's a lot of white space. It's something that can be easily fixed, but the phone doesn't have an option to adjust the colors of the display. Overall, the display here is nice and crisp. The colors look good and I don't have any complaints with it. Oh, the cameras. In our first impressions of the Nokia X6, Rupesh mentioned how the cameras just look decent. And while I think that the Nokia 6.1 Plus has improved upon the cameras a bit, it definitely does not defeat the competition. The Nokia 6.1 Plus comes with a dual 16 megapixel plus 5 megapixel rear camera with support for portrait mode. I took some pictures with the Nokia 6.1 Plus and its main competition, the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Mi 8 II. Let's take a look. In daylight, the Nokia 6.1 Plus takes decent pictures. As you can see, everything here looks pretty good, right? The colors are nice and the photos turn out pretty good. However, if you compare photos from the Nokia 6.1 Plus, the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Mi 8 II, it can be seen clearly that both of the Xiaomi phones handle colors a lot better than the Nokia 6.1 Plus. In low light, things start to fall apart for the Nokia budget phone. Take a look at these photos. While the Nokia 6.1 Plus definitely tries to capture quite a bit of light, it usually messes up the focus and adds a bit of noise to the photos. Comparing the Nokia 6.1 Plus to the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Mi 8 II, it's easily observable that the Redmi Note 5 Pro and Mi 8 II easily beat this phone. The Nokia 6.1 Plus comes with a portrait mode on both the front and the back. And in good light, the phone takes some decent looking portrait shots. However, in comparison with the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Mi A2, it can be seen that the Nokia 6.1 Plus doesn't get details quite right in portrait shots. If we move to low light, things just fall apart. Portrait mode shots from the Nokia 6.1 Plus have a lot of noise in low light, as you can see in these photos. In terms of videos, the Nokia 6.1 Plus comes with support for shooting 4K videos and supports EIS. That's pretty great because the Redmi Note 5 Pro can't shoot in 4K. I tried shooting a video with the Nokia 6.1 Plus, and while the EIS is decent at keeping things stable, I did notice that videos sometimes had a lot of the trademark EIS shaking. On the front, the Nokia 6.1 Plus features a 16 megapixel selfie shooter, and there the story is a mixed bag. I feel like the Nokia 6.1 Plus comes up with photos that show more natural colors. However, it does fall behind when it comes to the details it captures. Both the Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Mi A2 take more detailed selfies than the Nokia 6.1 Plus. Normally that's all there is to the cameras, but the Nokia 6.1 Plus comes with its very own variation of animojis, or should I call them nomojis? I don't know. Currently there's only one available Animoji on the Nokia 6.1 Plus, but the thing is, while it is obviously nowhere near as good as the iPhone X, it's much better than those ridiculous AR emojis that Samsung has been trying to give us with its flagships. So I guess kudos to Nokia for that. Overall, the cameras on the Nokia 6.1 Plus are just not good enough. There are better camera phones out there, and personally, I don't think I'll buy the Nokia 6.1 Plus for the cameras. The Mi A2 and the Redmi Note 5 Pro are much better in that regard. Anyway, moving on to the performance of the Nokia 6.1 Plus. The phone comes with a Snapdragon 636 SoC paired with 4 GB of RAM, and it's running stock Android Oreo, which should translate to good performance. It's pretty much the same spec sheet as the Redmi Note 5 Pro, and that shows in benchmark. In real world usage, I found that the Nokia 6.1 Plus doesn't face any issues. Apps launch fast and the phone can handle multitasking easily. In my week-long use of the phone, I think it's a pretty great device. I mean, I did observe it lag once with the YouTube app, but I was never able to reproduce that problem, so I don't think it's something to worry about. In gaming too, the phone is good. In PUBG Mobile, the game sets to low by default, which is expected with the Snapdragon 636. However, the gameplay itself is really smooth. I've played over 10 to 15 PUBG matches on this thing, and not once have I noticed a lag or any issues even in intense gunfights. It's just great. So yeah, I think I can safely say that as far as performance goes, this phone has not let me down, and I don't think it will. Like I said, the phone comes with stock Android, and personally I find that to be a great thing. However, since this here is stock Android, there aren't any additional features. Unlike the Nokia X6, which was running the China ROM, the Nokia 6.1 Plus with stock Android doesn't come with face unlock or navigation gestures, which are some features I have come to expect from all phones these days. Having said that, since this is an Android One device, it will get major Android updates for 2 years and security patches for 3 years, so that's definitely great. On the battery front, the phone comes with a 3060 mAh battery, which is a lot less than the Redmi Note 5 Pro's 4000 mAh powerhouse. Honestly, even I was worried that this battery might not be good enough for the 5.8-inch display on this phone, but I was wrong. In my usual workload, which includes browsing on Chrome, going through Twitter, playing a game or two of PUBG Mobile and the usual WhatsApp and Instagram usage, the phone lasted me well over a day regularly. Starting from 100%, I consistently got a screen on time of 4 to 5 hours, which is awesome, and I love it. However, when I tried to use the phone intensively, playing a lot of games, clicking a lot of pictures and watching a ton of YouTube videos, the phone barely lasted through the day. That's not my usual way of using a phone, but if it's how you use your smartphone, you'll have to carry the charger along. Speaking of the charger, the Nokia 6.1 Plus supports fast charging, and it really does charge up pretty quick. In my testing, I found that the phone took around 1 hour and 40 minutes to go from 10% to a full 100% battery. That's not the fastest charging speeds, obviously, but on the bright side, the Nokia 6.1 Plus does go up to 50% in just 30 minutes, so that's great. And it means that in case of an emergency, you can just plug in the phone for a while and get quite a bit of screen time with the Nokia 6.1 Plus. Well, that's pretty much it about the Nokia 6.1 Plus, which brings me to the most important question. Is this the new phone to buy for Rs 16,000? Or should you buy the Redmi Note 5 Pro, which starts at Rs 15,000, or the Mi A2, which is priced at Rs 17,000? Let me put it this way. If you want a good looking device without a big camera bump, stock Android, good performance, a headphone jack, USB-C, a pretty impressive display, and a battery that can last long, the Nokia 6.1 Plus is worth a look. However, if you're okay with living a life without the headphone jack and you want better cameras and even better performance, I would say get the Mi A2 instead. There's also the Redmi Note 5 Pro, which brings in better cameras and similar performance as the Nokia 6.1 Plus. However, it has micro USB and MIUI instead of stock Android. There's also the Poco F1 if you can increase your budget to Rs 20,000, which brings unmatched value for money. Well, if you're considering buying the Nokia 6.1 Plus or the Mi A2 or any of its competitors, Bank Bazaar can make buying these phones with a credit card a lot easier. Well, you just download their app, fill up some details like your contact information, if you have any existing credit cards, etc. And then Bank Bazaar shows a bunch of cards you can choose from. You can pick whichever one you like and apply for one with zero paperwork, and that's it. So what are you waiting for? Download the Bank Bazaar app right now from the link in the description below. Well, those were my thoughts on the Nokia 6.1 Plus, and I think it's a pretty great phone if you can look past the cameras. But what do you think? Will you be buying the Nokia 6.1 Plus, or will you be buying the Mi A2 or the Redmi Note 5 Pro? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, give this video a like and share it with your friends who have been looking to buy a new budget smartphone. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. That's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.